Bonjour. Salut. Okay. So I'd like to confirm you can all hear me. Salut, bonjour, welcome to our live class. It's Monday, it's 9 a.m., past 9 a.m. what now? Nigerian time, and we are about to start our live class. We'll be talking about possessive adjective in French today. However, I'm reading your comments, I'm reading your chats. I would like to see your hello and tell us where you are joining us from. Yes, we'd like to know where you are joining us from. Are you joining us from Ghana? Are you joining us from France, from Canada? Wherever you're joining, you can just drop in the chat. Bonjour, salut, welcome, welcome, welcome. So we've also had, okay, bonjour, madame. Okay, Alvin. Okay, Alvin, what do you want to say in English? I'm saying je suis entendu. But what do you want to say? Do you want to say I'm hearing you? Is that what you want to say? You can say je t'entends. I am hearing you, or I can hear you, je peux t'entendre. Okay, if that's what you want to say, Alvin. Alright, so je t'entends, I am hearing you, or je peux t'entendre, I can hear you. Okay, so welcome, Alvin. We're happy to have you here. We're happy to have you here. So please, we've done our previous live classes for definite article, indefinite article, how to know your masculine and feminine words in French, on the verb to have, personal pronouns, and many more. So if you have missed any of our live class, you can always go back after this live class and watch our previous session. However, today we're looking at possessive adjective. Possessive adjective. How do you say my? How do you say you? How do you say he? Like, for example, my bag, my, your, is, are, just like that, possessive adjective. For example, you want to say my bag, your shoe, our house, his mother, our father, your sister. That is what we want to look at today's class. And of course, everything in French is masculine, feminine. Our nouns, masculine, feminine. Okay? So when we have the nouns masculine, feminine, we also have definite articles that we categorize from masculine and feminine. And also the possessive adjective is not left out. For example, the way I would say my brother is not the same way I would say my sister for the mine. I would say mon frère for my brother. But I cannot say mon sœur for my sister. Instead, I would say ma sœur. Why? Because sister is a feminine word. So we have to take note of this. Now let's look at it. We have it, okay. Emmy, welcome. Rachel, salut, good. We're happy to have you here. So we are doing possessive adjective for our lesson today. How you say my, your, is, our, your, and their. That's what we want to look at in today's class. If you're just joining in, you can just drop a comment for us in the chat so we can welcome you. We're happy to have you here. Okay, so possessive adjective, you can see it, right? And these are the adjectives we have. We have mine, we have your, we have is, we have are, okay? And we have its, okay? We have our, we have your, we have their. So that's what we have here. So now we have different ways to say my in French. You can see it here. We have the masculine, the feminine, and the plural. Okay? You see it? We have the masculine, the feminine, and the plural. So what does that mean? The way you say my for a masculine word, it's not the same way you say my for a feminine word. All right? It changes. Don't forget, if you have not watched our lesson on how to identify masculine and feminine words in French, please, you can go back after this live class and go and look for that under our live video. We usually have our live sessions on Mondays, on Wednesdays, and on Fridays by 9 a.m. What? So let's look at this. Adjective, mine. Under the masculine, we have mon. Under the feminine, we have ma. Under the plural, we have me. Okay, so what does that mean? Meaning that when the word is a masculine word in French and you want to say my, you use mon. When the word or the noun is a feminine word in French and you want to say my, you use ma. Don't worry, I'm going to give you an example, okay? Just chill and enjoy the class. And when it's a plural word, meaning more than one word, and more than one object, more than one person, once it's plural, right? And you want to say ma, you don't use more, you don't use ma, instead you use me. So mes is not pronounced mess, instead it's pronounced may, like M-A-Y. That's how it's pronounced. Now let's look at the examples together. So now I want to say my father. Okay, I'm going very simple with this, okay? And you can just drop a comment in the chat. Okay, I can see one more person says I. Okay, Joy, Otoprise, you're welcome. We're happy to have you here. Salut, bonjour. So now let's get to the masculine. You want to say my. My father. I'm going to say mon père. Meaning what? Because I'm going to have to close this box. Okay? What does mon père mean? It means my father. Can you see that? Right? So now, why are we using mon? Yeah. That's because père, it's not père. It's not père, it's père. 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 Good. So that's because père is a masculine word in French. Right? You can see that. Okay? So now, salut, John, bonjour. Now you want to say my mother. Don't forget now. For feminine word, to say my becomes ma. So now I want to say my mother. I'm not going to say mon mère. No. Instead, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say ma mère. Can you see that? Ma mère, meaning what? My mother. Now, do you get it? Do you get it now? That we use more for masculine and we use ma for feminine. It's simple. So what does that mean? It will be very wrong for you to say ma père. So wrong. And it will also be very wrong for you to say mon mère. So wrong. Why? Because père is a masculine word, so you must use mon. And because mère is a feminine word, you must use ma. You see, they both mean mine. You can see it's mon, mine, ma, mine. But then, the gender is what determines the possessive adjective we use for that word. Now, let's go to ton. If you're here, we'd like to hear your bonjour, your salut. Welcome to everyone joining us. So we'll see Alvin, we see Emmy, we see Joy, Utopri. So any other person you are here, we'd like to hear from you. Just let us know that you're watching us. Let's know where you're watching us from. Okay? And we're going to continue to the next now. The next is the, your. Okay, sorry, let's go to me. Sorry, I mixed that up. Sorry about that. Let's go to me now. Okay, bonjour, omolade. We're so happy to have you. Bienvenue. So now we want to say my father's or my mother's, right? It's now the same thing. Once it's plural, once we have it more than one, we stick to me. So let's look at it now. My father's become what? Mes pères. Can you see that? My mother's, because I'm going to shift this so you can all see it very well. My mother's becomes mes, because I'm going to have to write this again so it's very neat. My mother's become mes mères. Do you see that? Okay, Joy is watching us from Worry. We're happy to have you. So do you see the difference now? You see it? That my father's mes pères. My mother's mes mères. Please, I would like to be sure we are all seeing it. Please, I want to be sure we are all seeing this very well. Okay, if you're seeing the board clearly, please let me know. Just have to shift it so we can see very well. So you can see now, mes pères, mes mères. So now, because it is plural, it's safe to use me for both. Why? Because it's now written in the plural form. Do you see that? Because it's now written in the plural form. But don't forget, once, okay, good, okay, clearly. Okay, once it is singular, we use mon père. Once singular masculine, we use mon père. Once it's singular feminine, we use ma mère. But when it's now written in the plural form, we use mes pères, my fathers, mes mères, my mothers. Simple. Okay, so let's get on now. So we have done my. Now, let's look at your. Your. So you see that it's still going to change when it's your. It's the same thing. So now when we have it as your, we use ton, ta, te. Ton, ta, te. Okay, this is how we have it. I want to be sure we are seeing it very okay. Okay, so ton, we use ton now for the masculine. All right, I'm right here. I hope everyone can see me. We use ton for masculine. So now I want to say your father. All right, I'm going to rule this. I don't want it rough, so I'm just going to try to, put it in boxes. So now you want to say your father. You're going to say ton père. Do you see that? But now you want to say your mother. You're not going to say ton mère. It will be so wrong. Okay, it was so wrong to say ton mère in French. Instead, we use ton for masculine to say yo, and then we use ta for feminine words to say yo. So now we want to say your mother. So come on, can someone write that for us in the chat if you really understand what I'm explaining very well. I'd like to be sure that we have people that are understanding what we're explaining in class very well, okay? And if you're confused about anything, you can just drop your question in the chat. For those that are just joining, we are doing possessive adjective, different ways to say my, your, is, are, there in French. Okay, so now, I would like to see your chat. I would like to see your comments. If you want to say your mother, so now how do we say your mother? Like I said earlier, it would be wrong to say ton mère. Why? Because mother now is a feminine word. So if you want to say your mother, we're going to use ta. Do you see that? Feel free to comment in the chat, okay? You're going to use ta. So your mother is going to be what? Ta mère. Okay, Prudence, very good. Prudence got that. Ta mère, very good. Very good. Why? Because mother now, it's a feminine word, right? So we don't use ton anymore. We now change it to ta. Okay, Mary, Temitope, bonjour, welcome. I hope you're all learning. So now let's take it to the plural form, right? We want to say your mothers and we want to say your fathers. What do we use? We use te. T-E-S is pronounced te. 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 Like when you have es at the end of a word, it's pronounced as a. That's why mes is me. Tes is te. Do you see that? So now, you want to say your mothers or your fathers, you are going to say, I'm going to move the board now. You're going to say what? Tes pères, meaning your fathers, and then you're going to say tes mères, meaning your mothers. Okay, can you all see that? Just a minute. Can you all see that? Please, I'd like to confirm you can see it very clearly. Okay, tes pères, your fathers, tes mères, your mothers. So it's the same thing. Once you want to write it in the plural form, once you are now adding s to it, you use the same for both the masculine and the feminine. But now what? Now in the plural form. So it's safe to use te for both. Why? Because now we are saying fathers, mothers. Do you get it? But once it's singular masculine, you want to say yo, you use ton. Once it's singular feminine, you want to say yo, you use ta. But when it's written in the plural form, for both the masculine and feminine, once it is in the plural form, don't forget that, you use one for both. Tes pères, tes mères. Take note of that. Now, the next is as, please, I'd like to be sure, okay, editor, that means editor is understanding very well. I just saw your we, so I'd like to be sure that we are getting this very clearly and we understand. So if you know any masculine or feminine words, you can also drop it in the chat with the possessive adjective, okay? If you know masculine or feminine words, you can also drop it in the chat with the possessive adjective. Okay, now, so let's look at the other one. We want to say is, are, it, Okay? We can actually focus on the is are for now so you don't get so confused. So now, we use son. So this part is really very tricky. So I want you to understand me very clearly. Like, listen to me very clearly and make sure to understand what I'm about to explain to you now. It's very tricky, but don't worry, you're going to get it. So, you can see son. Son does not only mean is. Son, it means both is and are. I like to clarify this because we have most persons say that son is, sa is, are. Is a lie. So get it very correctly. Son is both is and are in French for a masculine word. I repeat, son does not mean only is in French. Son, it means both is and are, but what? For a masculine word. Same thing with sa. Sa also means is and are, but for what? For a feminine word. I'll break it down for you. Don't worry. We're here together. So now, let's give an example. I'm going to read this now. Sorry. I hope you cannot see that. So now, I want to say his father and our father. Look at this. I'm going to say son père. Now, okay, Kehinde, Adiola, we're happy to have you. Welcome. Hi. Don't forget, we can drop our likes, we can drop our comments, just anything so I know that we are here and you're actually learning from the class. So if you're learning something, you can drop your likes, you can drop your comments, okay? Now, look at it. Son père. Son père does not only mean his father. No. Son père both means his father and our father. Like, I have to make sure to write both so that you understand me very clearly. S-O-N, son, is both is and are for what? A masculine word. So when you say son père is both his father and our father. Why? Because père is a masculine word. So when you want to say son, it's both is and are. Don't forget. Okay. So now, the same thing is for sa. Sa does not only mean are in French. No. Sa is both is and are. But for what? Feminine words. So now, you want to say his mother or our mother. You're going to say what? Sa mère. Do you see that? So sa mère is both his mother and what? Our mother. So do not allow this to confuse you at all. Okay? It's very straightforward. Don't join the group of persons that say son is for only is and sa is for only are. Do you understand? Let me give you another word now. Okay? Something like brother. Let's do brother. So now, I want to say his brother and our brother. I'm going to say this. Son frère. So son frère both mean his brother and our brother. Why? Because frère is a masculine word. So son is both is and are for masculine word. Now, we want to say his sister or our sister. We say what? Sa sœur. So sa sœur is both his sister and our sister. Why? Once it's a feminine word, sa applies for both is and are. Okay, so I'd like to see our comments. I'd like to see our chat. If you are really learning in this class, please you can drop a word and drop it with the possessive adjective. Okay, I want to see our comments, your comments and your likes. It's going to be very encouraging to know that you are learning. And it's also going to encourage me to continue this live class every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday by 9 a.m. Nigerian time. So you can drop your chat, you can drop your words, something you're learning in today's class, drop it in the comments so I know that we are here together. Well done. So now we get what we're saying, right? So now we want to go to the plural part of it. It's say. This is it. Say. Say applies for everything that is written in the plural form. Okay? Now I'm going to move it. Okay. So now, say applies for everything that's in the plural form. So now, I want to say it's fathers. Our fathers. It's ses pères. His mothers. Okay, let's use another word instead. Okay, let's use another word instead. Let's say something like it's books, right? Books. We use ses livres. Let's change it. It's books. Say live. We don't a lot of fathers and mothers, so let's change it now. Okay, it's books. We say live, right? And then another word, something like it's pens, it's biro. Okay, someone's asking a question. Okay, someone said, what if you want to say our uncle? Okay, I can see comments. Joyce, son père, our father. Avin, you want to say our uncle? You say son oncle. Son oncle. Okay, I'm going to have to clean this. Okay, permit me to clean so it doesn't get so rough. So please off putting this. I'm about to clean this now. So we want to say our uncle. We say son oncle. This is what you say, son oncle. And even when you want to say his uncle, you still say son oncle. Okay? So get it very well. All right, so I can see what we are writing in the chart. Trying to make it very visible here. Okay. All right. So, Alvin, I hope you got that. Then, Rachel says, ses pères, our fathers, very good. Ses chats, his cat or a cat, very good. So once it's now is or a for the plural, so like Rachel said, ses chats, good. Ses chats, meaning it's cats or a cat. All right? We can also have ses chiens. Ses chiens is dogs or are dogs. You see that? So once it's now in the plural form, it's just say for both is and are. Very clear. All right? Very simple. Once you know the rule, apply it in your words and you're good to go. Okay? So someone says, ses vêtements, very good. Okay, magayaki, good. Okay, ses vêtements, good. Meaning it's clothes or are clothes. Very good. It's clothes or are clothes. Good. You can keep on dropping words. Okay, I can see everything you're writing in the chat, and you can see I'm writing it for you too on the board. Okay, so ses livres is books or are books. Ses chats is cats or are cats. Ses chiens is dogs or are dogs. Ses vêtements is clothes or are clothes. Okay, very good. Edith says ses enfants. Good. Ses enfants, correct. Ses enfants, meaning is children or are children. But when you want to say it singularly, we say son enfant. Son enfant, meaning is child or a child. Don't forget, son goes for both is and are for masculine. Sa both is and are for feminine. Say both is and are for once it's written in the plural form. So I hope that's clear. Now let's go to the next one. Notre. Notre. So notre is for our in French. Like our father, our dog, our cat, our child, anything are. So for both masculine and plural, so for both masculine and feminine, it's the same thing. Okay? You see, unlike the other ones, that for masculine, more is mine. For feminine, ma is mine. You see that? Ton is your for masculine nouns. Ta is your for feminine nouns. Son is and are for masculine nouns. Sa is and are for feminine nouns, right? But now for not is the same thing. It doesn't change, right? So let's look at words together. Okay, I can see Masha, okay, Masha says c'est crayon. Very good. C'est crayon is crayons or crayons. Very good. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. Now, let's go to the next one now. For not. For what masculine and feminine is the same thing. Let's look at the examples together. So, please permit me to clean this, okay? So the board is not, rough. So, I hope you have written what we've learned. Okay, now let's look at it together. So for not, for example, let's say, which one? Let's say our child. We say notre. Notre enfant. Meaning what? Our child. Like you and I, we have one child. We say notre enfant. Now, enfant is a masculine word. Enfant is a masculine word. Wi-Fi can on the light. Okay. Please, I'd like to confirm we cannot see my board a bit clearly. The light is off, but sorry about that. We're going to still have to continue so we can finish up. Is it back? Okay. So I hope it's see a bit clearer. Sorry about that. Okay. So now we use notre enfant. Notre enfant. Oh, someone says I can't see the board. Yeah, I'm going to be closer now. Okay. So notre enfant meaning our child. And that's because enfant is a masculine noun. Okay, can we all see it now? Okay, Rachel says no. Please, is it clearer now? Okay, Masha said it's clear now. Sorry about that, but I just want us to finish up before. Okay, thank you. Okay, I can see your comment. Thank you. Okay, so notre enfant is our child, right? Because enfant is a masculine word and it's singular. But now we want to say our school, we say notre école. Oh boy, this has been open since. So our school, we say notre école, meaning what? Our school. So now, école is a feminine word. Can we all see that? École is a feminine word. But however, I stated that we use notre for both masculine and feminine. Don't forget. So that's why we can have the same thing here. Notre enfant, our child, notre école, our school. So I already broke it down for you. That is because enfant is a masculine word and then école is a feminine word. However, we are safe to use notre for both. All right? Take note of that. Now the next one we have now is NOS. Now the plural. Okay? The plural is NOS for our. So now we want to say our children or our schools. How do we say that? We say nos enfants. You can see that. Nos enfants, our children. And then for our schools, we say nos écoles. You can see that. Okay? For our children and for our schools, it now becomes NOS. NOS. It's pronounced no. But before a vowel, the S is pronounced as Z. So we have nos enfants, nos écoles, nos enfants, nos écoles. You can see it now. Meaning what? Our children, our schools. Our children, our schools. So don't forget, we use not for singular. But we use no, N-O-S, for what? For the plural form. Okay, so we'll soon be rounding up now. Let's go to the next. Okay, back now to votre. Now we're in votre. So votre is your for singular, both masculine and feminine. Okay, votre is your for singular, both masculine and feminine. Yeah, Marshall, merci, all good. I'm happy you understood that liaison. Yes, that's the liaison. Nos enfants, nos écoles. So let's get back. So now let's say your book. Your book. We say votre livre. Votre livre. Your book. Votre livre. Your book. Now, and please don't forget, livre is a masculine word. Okay? Meaning what? Your book. So now, we want to say your church, right? Let's move it now. Your church. We say votre église. Votre église, meaning your church. You see that? But I want to take note of the pronunciation here, right? Please take note of this. If you notice, for this first word, I said votre livre. Okay. For this first word, I said votre livre, your book. But for the second word, I said votre église. Look at something. The first one is votre livre. Do you hear the ro? Votre livre. Right? Your book. But the second one, listen to me. I said votre église. Do you get the difference? So the votre livre, because we have the votre before a consonant. Do you see that? That's why I said votre livre. So the RE we pronounce before a consonant. But your church, I'm just going to say votre école. Votre église. I will not say votre église. Wrong. So this is just a very short extra lesson in this class. Okay? Votre livre. The RE will sound before a consonant. That's the L. But votre église. The RE will not sound before a vowel. So please take note of this. Alright? So votre livre, your book. Votre église, your school. So now I want to say your schools and your, sorry, why do I like school? Maybe because I'm a teacher, because I keep on saying your school, your school. All right, so now I want to say your books and your churches. We say vos. It's not VOS. Okay? Your books. We say vos livres. Your churches, we say vos églises. Like I love French pronunciation so much. And it's the fact that I can actually explain it, right? So you can also apply it to other words. I love French pronunciations. I love pronouncing words the French way. All right? So take note of this. Okay, so now look at it. Let's look at it together. We said vos livres, your school, your books. Please, can school get out of my mind? Vos livres, your books. Now look at this. Vos églises, your books. Okay? Vos églises, your churches rather. Vos livres, your books. Vos églises, your churches. Okay, Avin is asking, please, the video for the last class. You can check the live class, the previous live class. You just go to our live under Topfrancais Academy on YouTube. Go to our live sessions. You're going to see all the live videos we have done there. Okay, now look at it. Vos livres, your books. You don't get any vos. You just add vos. Vos livres, your books. Now hear the next one. Vos églises. Vos églises, your churches. So I did not pronounce this first S as Z. I didn't pronounce it at all because it's not between two vowels. So it's just vos livres, your books. But look at this one. Vos églises. Your churches. Why? Because we have S in between two vowels. Okay? And then the next one, the last one for today is how to say there in French. There in French. So how to say there is leur. 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 Leur is the same for masculine. Leur is the same for feminine. Okay? So now I want to say their dog. Their dog. They have one dog. That's, they have one single dog. Don't allow it to confuse you. They have one dog. One, singular. So we say le chien. Oh, good. The light is back. Le chien. Le chien. How you say their dog. Le chien, their dog. So now, we also want to say a feminine word now. We want to use something like their table. They have one table, and we want to say their table. We say le table. So what does that tell you? That it's the same for both masculine and feminine. So le chien, their dog. Le table, their table. Just, you see, it's spelled the same way in English, but it's not pronounced the same way in French. It's not tableau, it's tab. 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 So now for the plural, we want to say their dogs. Now it's pluralized. Look at it. Their dogs, their table. It's the same pronunciation. We just add an S. So it becomes like this. Le chien. Le table. Easy peasy. This is it. You can see it. Okay? Okay, I'm going to move it backward a little. Is it clear? Okay? So good. You can see now. Le chien, le table. Le chien, le table. So it's the same pronunciation. You just add an S. That's it. So le chien is their dogs. They now have more than one dog. Le table is their tables. They now have more than one table. Okay, but don't forget, once it's singular, you just take out the S. But once it's plural, you add the S. But it's the same pronunciation. Le. I hope that's clear. So don't forget, we started from the mo, ma, me, ton, ta, te, son, sa, te, notre, votre, ve, le. I should mention this. Okay, the next. I mentioned this. We use the, because I'd like to confirm we can all hear me. I'd like to confirm everyone can hear me. Please, we're almost rounding up. I'd like to see your chats. Please kindly let me know you can hear me loud and clear. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, Fasili, thank you. Okay, good. So now, remember I told you that we use mon, ton, son for masculine. I remember I said that. And we use ma, sa for feminine. However, there is one